violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, YouTube? It's a Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
For the 4 teenagers accused of a horrific and deadly carjacking in New Orleans will stay at $1 million.
Well, that was a big part of a court hearing today, which also gave insight into what roles these teenagers allegedly played in that crime. Mike McDaniel joining us live now from Orleans Parish Criminal Court with these new details. And Mike, reaction from the family.
Man, R.I.P. Linda Fricky. We covered this story a while back. Woman who was dismembered by these super teen gremlins. Very sad story. If you guys don't know of it, then go back and check it out. That's one of the stories that really stuck out to me in New Orleans, along with the glider woman who was dragged, I think 14 feet or something at the Costco. That's when it really started, by the other super gremlins. So it's a lot of things going on in New Orleans, and this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, there were several requests from attorneys today. One to reduce those bonds that you mentioned, and another to throw out some evidence. The judge denied them, saying this is one of the most serious crimes before the court.
We're united in our justice.
Wearing matching purple bracelets, family members of 73-year-old Linda Fricky walked out of court Friday relieved.
If I could have jumped up for joy, I would have.
That joy comes after a judge denied requests to reduce the $1 million bonds for the 4 teens accused of killing Fricky.
What are these silhouettes, dog? Come on. These silhouettes do not match. John Honore, maybe that one matches. Brania Baker, she's missing a bonnet. Markel Curtis, he's missing a do-rag. Linra Theophile, that one is difficult, but I mean, what are these silhouettes for real? Makes no sense.
During a violent carjacking back in March.
They do not need to be free. They made the choice. Again, the choice. It's all about choice.
Based off surveillance video, court testimony from the lead homicide detective indicated 17-year-old John Honore as the one who forced Fricky out of her SUV and drove off with her still tangled in the seatbelt, dragging her for just more than a block. The detective said 15-year-old Lenira Theophile appeared to push or hit Fricky before getting into the front passenger seat. 15-year-old Markel Curtis acted as the lookout, and 16-year-old Brania Baker jumped in the SUV as it sped away.
There is film with them doing it, and I'm still very emotional when I start talking about it. This was my sister. She got killed. She is gone. We'll never see her again.
And that's creating a harsh reality.
Just the beginning of the year, we facing all those first. We did the first Mother's Day without Linda.
Fricky's sister-in-law, Kathy Richard, says she hopes keeping bonds at $1 million will send a message to kids who want to commit crimes and stop what she calls a revolving door in juvenile justice.
And I'm trying to figure out what type of privilege that these gliders have. If you figure out, let me know. But doesn't look like they have much privilege from where I'm sitting.
You do something wrong, try to think it through. There's consequences for everything. Yeah, they are young, but they're old enough to know right from wrong. They knew they were wrong.
Family members of the teenagers were also in court, but didn't want to comment about the case.
All 4 teenagers pleaded not guilty to second-degree murder. If convicted, they face life in prison with the possibility of parole after about 25 years. Trial is now set for early April. Reporting live from the Orleans Parish Courthouse, Mike McDaniel, Eyewitness News.
I want to know the details of how it happened. And my children want to know if their mom did it. I want to know.
Only on Eyewitness News, 1 month after a toddler was found dead in a garbage can in Houma, family members have questions about the 2-year-old's death. They're looking for answers in hopes of finding some sort of closure. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Devin Bartolotta.
And I'm Sharice Gibson. Thank you so much for watching. Now, this is a case that rocked the Houma area, really much of southeast Louisiana. Little Ezekiel Harry was first reported missing and later found dead, and police say that he died at the hands of his own mother.
Mike McDaniel.
And guys, we covered this story as well. There are a lot of women in the community who are taking out their own children. I know we have been conditioned to think that this is a glider crime and we don't do that in the hood. Like, you're absolutely mistaken. Okay, there's plenty of child neglect, child abuse in the community, and a light is being shed on it. Obviously, when I post these videos, YouTube doesn't like them, especially when it has to do with the passing of children. So they don't get monetized. They don't get pushed in the algorithm. So I need you guys to support and comment because it's really getting tough out in these YouTube streaks. As a matter of fact, you know, it feels like this business is just getting harder. It's getting harder the more subscribers that I get, you know. Videos getting less and less views than I was getting when I had like 500 subs, you know, and I'm at 6.2K or something like that. And I mean, it's just ridiculous, but the message needs to get put out. I'm going to continue to do it as long as, you know, my platform is here. Obviously I'm on borrowed time, but I want you guys to understand what's really going on in the community so that maybe some people can wake up. Most likely, you know, I will be banished to the shadow realm of YouTube. But if in happenstance I am able to get any type of footing in this industry, man, you know, I'm in it for the long run, and I'm trying to wake people up and understand that, hey, you know, we're at a very pivotal moment in time where, I mean, it's sink or swim. In the community, and we sinking.
Daniel sat down with family members to talk about moving forward in this exclusive story.
Happy birthday
On what would have been Ezekiel Harry's third birthday,
Happy birthday.
his three siblings and father made a point to celebrate the kid who was full of joy.
Wow. That is so sad.
That boy smiles to my face, to my heart, even when I didn't want to smile. Like, I did not want to smile, but they had me smiling.
With those smiles, still come lots of tears.
I cried, I'd say probably like every 15 minutes a day.
Ezekiel's father, Trey Harry, and the rest of the family still have questions about the day the 2-year-old was found dead in Houma last month.
I want to know the details of how it happened. And my children want to know if their mom did it. I want to know.
Ezekiel's mom, 28-year-old Maya Jones, and her boyfriend, 37-year-old Jermaine Robinson, are charged in connection to the boy's death.
Wow. And she got the lashes. And I know she ain't smiling in that damn mugshot. I mean, these individuals are sick. They're disgusting. Okay? Woman brings her child around a random man. This is what they do. This is what these single mothers do, y'all. These super single mother gremlins are on demon time.
Police say it was a result of blunt force trauma, and that's about all Harry knows.
By me waiting to get answers behind our child, it's just making me think that she did it.
I miss her.
Ezekiel's grandmother, Cynthia Harry, says in his nearly 3 years on Earth, Ezekiel danced his way into the hearts of everyone.
He just loves people. He don't even have to know you, he'll come up to you.
She says not knowing what happened makes reality tougher to deal with.
I used to have him over here every weekend, knocking on my door, my mom. I can hear him now just running through here.
Police confirm reports of possible domestic violence at the home where Jones and Robinson lived. Neighbors tell Eyewitness News they've called police concerned about the welfare of the kids. Harry wonders whether authorities failed his son.
I feel like he could have still been here if they would have did their job.
Grateful for support from friends and even strangers, this family is holding on to faith, something Harry is teaching his other 3 kids about.
They're always looking at the sky and trying to see if they can see pictures of like his face.
Because to them, Ezekiel will always be part of the family. Mike McDaniel, Eyewitness News.
A tragic case. Eyewitness News reached out to DA Joseph Waite's office multiple times today for an update on that case, and our calls were not returned.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Frederick Douglass, where a shooting just took place. And as you can see, it's a pretty rough area. So I'm basically risking my life reporting on this madness. So make sure you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video, hell, share the video. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down in the comments section to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this son violence in the streets. I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
Eyewitness News begins with breaking news.
Tonight, we're following a protest inside the Orleans Justice Center. Officials say inmates have barricaded themselves in their pod inside the jail and are demanding some upgrades to that pod.
What? They want upgrades? I mean, y'all got Tik Tok. What more do y'all need?
The sheriff says there was no riot and the inmates are safe. They released some photos earlier this evening in a news release where they called the...
My man is sagging in jail, y'all. Sagging in jail, bro. I mean, where you're most vulnerable for getting butt graped. My man's sagging in the jail. You can't make this stuff up. These super sagging gremlins are on demon time.
Situation, a peaceful demonstration. Sam Winstrom just got off the phone with Orleans Parish Sheriff Susan Hudson, and he joins us live from the jail now with the latest. Hey, Sam.
Erica, I just spoke with Sheriff Hudson, and here's what she had to say about the situation involved. What she had to say about the situation going on inside the jail right now. Now, what we know is that there is a protest inside one of the pods in the jail, and that pod is one of the high security pods, which means it houses violent offenders and suspects from violent crimes. Now, Sheriff Hudson tells us that they have a list of demands, including things like more books and the ability to watch TV, particularly Saints games. And until those demands are met, they have barricaded themselves inside the pod, locking out all sheriff staff, deputies, everything that has to do with the prison right now. And that they've also made complaints about certain members of the staff. And the sheriff wouldn't go into what those complaints were, saying only that they are under investigation and have been turned over to the proper authorities. But what she did say is that there has been no violence involved in this protest, both on behalf of her staff and on the inmates. That there are no injuries inside the pod, and that's why she released these photos from inside the pod, to give family members some comfort and show them that their loved ones are safe inside, and that deputies will not use force as long as they don't have to. And here's what she had to say on use of force inside the jail right now.
And we do not want to use force if we don't have to. And so when you have something like this where nobody's in danger, there's no violence going on, you just take your time, wait them out, talk to them, negotiate with them, and see what we can do.
No. These are the most violent offenders, and they're asking for upgrades to their pods. Y'all lost that right when you victimized other people. Okay? It's absolutely ridiculous. It's not supposed to be comfortable for you guys. Okay? This ain't the Ritz-Carlton. Okay? It's ridiculous, but here they are negotiating with domestic terrorists.
Because they're not going anywhere. This is not like on the street where they could, run into a home or do something like that.
You heard it. This ain't Black Lives Matter. Y'all ain't going no damn where. Y'all ain't finna raise funds and then run off with the bag. This ain't that.
Able to leave the facility, so time is on our side.
Now, Sheriff Hudson said that she is taking their requests seriously and she will listen to them and even follow through on some of them. But right now, those inmates have to get back in lockdown for those conversations to begin. For now, reporting live outside of the Orleans Parish Justice Center, Sam Winstrom, Eyewitness News.
We have now confirmed that there was a law enforcement officer who did not act when a witness reported a rape in progress a block away from them in the French Quarter.
But an investigation by New Orleans police of the incident last month found it was not an NOPD officer as originally reported. Investigative reporter Mike Pearlstein has been following this story, joining us in studio now with a very important update. Who was it, Mike?
Wow. So, guys, we are about to learn of who the officer was who declined to respond to the grape situation that the Karen called in to the sister 911 dispatcher in New Orleans about a week ago. So very interested to see. It looks like this guy is about to lose his job. So let's see what's going on.
Well, that's right, Katie and Therese. Now, as this story blew up with the publication of that witness's 911 call, an officer with a different city police agency was revealed as the cop who did not take action, and that officer, a veteran, was immediately suspended. The controversy started with a frantic 911 call about an officer failing to respond to a rape in progress.
Job is still a block away, and this girl got raped in the street corner.
After a complaint to the Independent Police Monitor, an investigation by NOPD's Public Integrity Bureau, that unresponsive officer has now been identified as a deputy constable with the 2nd City Court.
The evidence collected shows that she in fact spoke to a 2nd District Constable officer at the intersection of St. Peter's and Royal Street.
As questions surfaced, Superintendent Sean Ferguson said investigators quickly obtained security camera footage to rule out his officers and reveal the deputy constable's affiliation.
Evidence was obtained that clearly showed that the individual who made the complaint about our response did not speak to a New Orleans police officer.
And Sean Ferguson just happy to clear this off of the New Orleans Police Department. They straight, hey, it's somebody else's fault. We gotta find a fall person, okay? This is crazy though. This is crazy. I mean, Buddy didn't respond to the grape call. It's absolutely horrendous, you know. Unfortunate that this happened to this woman. And just another instance of sisters not being protected.
2nd City Court Constable Ed Shorty said in a phone interview that his deputy told him Wednesday what happened. Shorty said he placed the deputy on immediate and indefinite unpaid suspension. Shorty added, quote, "We all have a duty, whether we're NOPD or a deputy constable, to instill the public's confidence in law enforcement." But what about the NOPD officers who reportedly drove by the alleged open-air rape of the passed-out woman?
Man, and I'm very interested to see if this is going to be a sister or who that deputy constable is. Is it a male or female? Very interested to see.
2 police officers just drove by. I know they saw them, and they did not stop, but somebody needs to respond to that. She is being raped.
We did see a vehicle drive by, but we cannot prove or disprove that an officer can actually see that there was something going on at that intersection.
Now, we also learned from Constable Shorty that his deputy was in uniform, working a movie detail at the time of the reported rape. As for the rape itself, Chief Ferguson said the case remains open without a suspect. Katie, Therese.
Gang violence and other kind of violence. So it is what it is.